Alright guys, so I got a new project. I've had it for a while, I just haven't worked on it, but I felt like it. I've been working on it last weekend, this weekend. Haven't recorded anything till now, so let me get you up to speed. That's a 1946 Ford two-door Super Deluxe sitting on a 97 Ford Explorer 5.0 frame. So let me turn it around. It's an independent front suspension, so you can't move that very easily. Anything can be done. I got the tire in the front wheel well, and then to get the motor in the right spot, I had to slide it back about 5 inches. I had to go up so it can clear the differential. This was the Explorer frame mounts. I cut those off, made my own here for the cab. I'm still working on the transmission cross member. It has to come back. The light on it. I just built this motor mount. Here's the rear body mounts I built. They basically line up exactly where this upper track bar mount is. And I'm thinking about reusing that center Explorer mount. Just cut it off, move it up till it contacts the floor and weld it back on. This body had mounts everywhere. There we go, that's better. I got a flashlight out. Just built that guy to extend it back from where it used to go. Still working on the passenger one. It's spaced, it's in there, but nothing's welded. Like I said, I got to get the transmission cross member back, and I have to raise the transmission. I'm too low because of my driveline. So I have to raise it. Driveline would hit. It's not hooked up right now. The rear driveline I have to shorten. I moved the fuel tank back by moving the whole frame cross member. You can't even see it. Above the heat shield, though, I cut loose all the rivets. You can see it here a little bit. Why my phone does not want to focus on that. There you go. So you see the old holes. I had to put bolts back in where the rivets were. Slid it back about 4 inches. There's actually a bolt in here to make that work, and then because of the slope of the frame, I had to shorten that up, weld it back together. I didn't realize this. The frame actually bolts or rivets from the rear to the front. There's a seam right here. So the cross member and the seam and your leaf spring mount all in the same area. So that's why I had to bolt everything back, because it's double layered. Anyways, I'm about to cheat this shock a little bit because I've slid the rear axle back 2.5 inches. I just loosened the new bolt, slid it back on the perch, and I'll make a new mount with a hole up here to keep it centered. I have to weld a pipe over these to sleeve it. And so far I moved it, about 2.5 inches. Fuel tank just clears here. This is the skid plate. I'm going to cut that a little and have to remount this corner from where it used to be to where it is now. But I thought I'd show you that before I lowered it down to cut the floor out and get that transmission up. And I'll show you the motor. So there's the factory 5-liter Explorer motor. Of course, the Explorers have the better GT40 heads and upper and lower intakes, and then they have a factory coil pack ignition. Fits in there pretty nice, pretty tight, close to the back. I have enough room for electric fan maybe in the front, but I was just going to put a pusher fan up here. And surprising, I can actually get the air intake beside the radiator because the hood is wider than the hood opening. You see the paint line. You can actually get a 3-inch pipe right here and still shut the hood. So I think I can come from there or do a plenum spacer, bring up the intake a little bit, do pipe over the top with the mass airflow sensor, come through here and angle the air filter back in that cavity with the cone filter. Some battery will be a pain right back there, and it'll have power steering and AC and everything's all mounted. I think there'll be plenty of room under the hood to get the brake booster and master. It's just if that spot lines up where I need it under the dash. I'm not sure. So in here, I've already took the air hammer and I walked this out quite a bit to give me some more room. And then the wires and the vent were here in the center. And I just remounted them, rerouted them on the side. The mount for the plug was further back, but to get room for my wires, I re-drilled the holes and slid that forward. So these will be extra. That's the downstream O2 sensors. They can tune those out of it. I hate to do it. I'm gonna have to cut it though. There's just no more room. The vent right here is actually hitting the floor right now. I gotta bring that up just so my drive line will clear the cross member, and the cross member has the torsion arms mounted in it, so it can't be moved very easily. After I cut that, bring up the tranny, build that cross member. It'll be almost time to start wiring this thing, make it run. The floors were immaculate in this car. I mean, no rust, little surface. That's the brake pedal from the Ford Explorer. I'm hoping I can just mount that up. That'll be the right spacing to mount the booster and the master on the other side. Alright, get to work. Alright, I got a transmission mount kind of built. I'm going to bend the ends of these up so it won't catch any rocks. I'll just weld the old mount to this later. I think the motor might adjust rear another 1/2 inch. These are slotted, but for now I'm just not going to weld those. It's sitting at the right height. Bringing the rear up is what's giving me more fire room clearance, is why now I can bring it back. So I'll lower it back down and start messing with that. Well, there's the engine bay. I just mounted my brakes. I'll have to put a plate on that firewall to reinforce it. All those wires on the back are going to poke through where that red hole is. They'll disappear. I'll put an intake spacer to bring up that upper plenum, which will line up to get an air filter on it better. There you go. That is close to ride height. It still has some weight on the lift, but I can also adjust the torsion bars to bring it up or down on the front, and then it's a spring under design, so I can add blocks on the rear to lower the rear down. But I wanted the height to be about factory. I think with a little weight and drive it around a little, that I'm pretty much there. Well, the body is just about all on. I made all the mounts. The motor fits like it was born there. Both inner wheel wells are gonna clear. Had to move some wiring around. I got the starter solenoid tucked away in here. Batteries in the trunk. Tomorrow I'll get a cable to run up to the starter. I've wired the data plug, the ignition switch, the ECM power. Got a little hole in the floor. I think on the next video we'll get it running. See you then.